Welcome to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we are stripping away insecurities and judgments to reach in for the essence of who we are, Bear. Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving. I'm Simona Spark, a best-selling author, international speaker, transformational coach, and so many other things. Beyond anything else, I'm a woman who stopped following other people's rules and started creating my own. I am so excited to invite as a co-host someone whom I'm not only fell in love with and admire, but also I'm inspired and fascinated by him, his stories, and the way he sees the world. My significant other, Tim. Welcome, babe.
Thank you, Simona. I'm excited and a little nervous to be invited into the Bear space. I'm so inspired by you, the first person I've ever dated whose biography I can read. You've become my lover and my muse, and I'm looking forward to exploring what we have together. So a little bit about me. I'm an explorer of life, a yoga teacher and musician with a side gig saving the world. That's me.
Wonderful. In this season, we want to talk about taboo topics through the lens of two people dating, redefining romance while living on opposite sides of the world.
We decided to do so as we go, so we can capture the raw moments in the present and share them with you.
Please join the conversation by leaving your comments, insights, and questions in the comment box or DM us on Instagram at Bear Lifestyle Show. Thanks for listening.
All right,
let's celebrate. I have ice water.
I've got all I could get, which was black tea, no milk.
Aw, poor you. No milk in your tea.
I know.
So super hot. Finally summer.
Great.
Hot there, right?
Yep. I'm in Bali. I'm in Canggu.
I don't want to know that you're in Bali. I don't want to be jealous for you being in Bali.
It's a long weekend, so I've got another 2 days off after this. No, 3 days off after this.
Nice. Nice.
So,
Well, I have good news. I got my Indonesian visa.
you got that. Well done.
Getting closer.
Finally. Yeah.
So what are you in a mood for? To talk, to debate, to celebrate, to argue? What are you in a mood for?
I'm in the mood to be led today.
In the mood to be led.
Yeah.
So let's talk about where we are, because we are getting very close in getting flights and make it happen for the next weekend to see each other. So what I was waiting for you, I was looking like how many weeks will have been passed since we say goodbye in the airport, and will be 13 weeks.
Wow. That's 3 months.
Right. And it's weird because, talking with friends, 3 months, that's not a long time. 3 months is not a big deal to not see somebody.
It depends. It depends though, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm like, it feels like, I don't know, 3 years since I haven't seen you. Oh, I will change your name. I can objectify you in public. Let me rename you really quick. So
I don't have to be a noun. I could be a verb.
You could be a verb.
Yeah. To Tim.
I have some ideas for that.
Care to share any of them?
Yes, I will next weekend when I see you.
Okay.
So for now, tell me how this 3 months feels for you now.
Yeah, no, so 3 months in other, obviously I was married for about 9 years, and within that time we spent 3 months apart, and it was at times it was no real big deal. Missed home, and obviously missed that, but it kind of passed. I was usually on a work trip, that long in and out of Africa and staying in London with my family in Georgia. But I think obviously we talked about time, I think, in the first podcast, and time has different qualities depending on the circumstances, right?
Right.
If you just met someone and you spent a few days with them, connected, and then you spend 3 months apart, it's different to you've been married to them 9 years, you spend 3 months apart. That time passes and it has a very different texture and quality.
Yeah, for sure. All the
Yeah.
elements, the circumstances, the people, the feelings, the connection, the interest, the commitment, I think the list could go on and on and on. But I will say that, like, just for the past few days since we start looking at this trouble, I kind of like look at myself, like how do I feel where I am with all this? And it's just like the distance get to be distortion. It's not the way that I know it. The time is distortion. And I don't even like the word distortion because it sounds like it's negative, like it's bad compared with how it used to be. I don't that it's different. I'll say that it's different. And I'm just like so curious, like how I will look at all this like next weekend. So it's exciting, but I'm also a little bit nervous.
It's pretty natural, I think.
Yeah, it also feels I don't know, a new level of maturity. Like I'm feeling mature about this. Like, yeah, I met someone that I want to actually experience how is it to do life together, for a few weeks, to then to decide if I want to continue or not. And I had this conversation 25 years ago when my first boyfriend would decide to get married. We have this conversation that we are having now. Like, promise each other if the things doesn't work out, we're just gonna get divorced, and we're not gonna do like others, like staying together for the sake of kids or whatever. So that happened, and it was not as easy as we discussed it, and then another marriage and other relationships in between. And it's funny how life works like that. We keep landing in the same situation, but it's a different level. So
yeah.
Does this make any sense? I feel like I'm just ranting about all the thoughts that I have for the past few days.
That makes sense. Nervous excitement, I guess, would be how I would describe my state about it. I'm pretty calm about it too.
Yeah, I'm calm too. I talked with one of my friends this morning, and I'm like, yeah, all those emotions, of course, but I'm like, I'm not freaking out. And I used to freak out up until now, like, about it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's how, like, I've learned to be in general anyway.
Yeah.
We talked about it before, but my highs are not so high because my lows aren't so low anymore. I'm sort of up in this band here rather than this band here, because of yoga, meditation, trying to live more presently,
Right.
etc. Yeah.
I like that. Like no more oscillating between like extremes, high and super lows. Like everything gets. It's a flat roller coaster.
A higher vibration.
Yeah. No, I says my kid will describe, because I was complaining to him the other weekend, is like, oh, you are the first to put me on a roller coaster, like last New Year Eve, no, two New Year's Eve ago. And he was like, that was a very flat roller coaster. And you were screaming for your life, right? So that's how I'm seeing
Yeah.
it, because there is ups and downs and emotions are running, they course, but it's not, out of control.
Right. Well, one time, me and my brother, who's 8 years younger than me, it wasn't that long ago. It was about 5 years ago. We went to this theme park, and
Mm.
it just happened to be a time of year when all the kids were at school, but it was my daughter's school holidays in the summer. So we just got this little window. We went and it was empty, right? And the most extreme roller coaster was one of those ones that goes up vertically and it goes down absolutely
Yes.
vertically, even on an incline,
No,
right?
thank
And the first and so he and I went on it probably, I reckon, maybe like 8 or 10 times in a row. We just kept running around and getting back on it again and doing it. And by the end, we were like, nah. But the first time, we were like, whoa. And like by the 10th time, we're like, oh, I'm bored with this now. Even though like 10 times ago, it'd been the most exciting thing we'd done.
Wait, I can't wrap my head around it. Why in the world you will go again and again and again?
Just because we could and it was fun. We were like a bunch, we were a couple of kids, just going, oh my God, this is, can't believe it's empty. We can just literally run around and get straight back on. And they were running it just with us on there. They thought it was pretty funny too. These two grown men.
I'm glad you have fun. I don't see the fun in it.
Right.
I did
But
my
the point is, but it was to us, it was a flat roller coaster by the end, even though it was incredibly extreme. But flat doesn't need to be boring.
Yeah, it's a beautiful metaphor. We go through highs and lows, and then at some point we just calibrate and we grow or mature or whatever you want to call it, and it's just we perceive it differently, we manage it differently, and we keep on. So yeah, I kind of like it though, that I'm here in my life, and I
wouldn't give it up for anything.
what?
I wouldn't give it up for anything.
Right? And I stay open to learn some more and grow some more, make it better, I mean, not better, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So still keeping the excitement on that note, but being at peace with things.
Yeah, I'm at peace with it, and just to accept what happens.
It's a big deal to be able to have this conversation, not even to mention that it's a public conversation, but just to have a conversation. And for me personal, it's another evidence of, we are matching people that match us. And we sometimes we get to be off, but not much off. And of course, looking back, it's like, that person and that person, regardless if it's a boyfriend or a friend or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's easy to judge, but then it's like, oh shit, I was not better than that. That's why I connect with these people. So I try to say here is for everyone that listen or watches that all we could do is to look at ourselves and really be honest with who we are and how we behave, and to see the magic in that and the power in that, because assholes and whatever, just they don't match me anymore. They're not even coming in any vicinity of where I'm at. Not available for that anymore.
Yeah.
So do you hear me while I see my image just like skipping?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a bit jerky, but otherwise I'm hearing you fine.
I promise you, I'm not breakdancing or any of that.
No, it's okay. Yeah. Well, I'll see you in Bangkok. We've got a week there.
Yeah. And then that being said, next episode will be, we gotta make it with just in one square instead of two.
Yeah, we'll be sitting together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait. So that's where we are to celebrate that the time has come.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. We survived the longest 3 months ever.
It's been a long one, that's for sure. So we've settled into a routine of it now.
Right. But I'm okay with taking breaks from early calls and late calls. I'm ready to take a break from that.
I'm ready to take a break from the long distance aspect of it.
Yes, for sure.
I'm ready to take a break from abstinence.
Wow, that too. God. We don't want to break all the toys.
Yeah.
Poor toys. Like, give me a break.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, we can put that on the list. We didn't look at that since episode 2. You realize that?
Yeah, right. Good.
Well, any advice, question, curiosities you have in closing? I'm ready to wrap this up. It's going to be the shortest episode we ever did, I think.
20 minutes. Advice, hang in there. Don't put huge expectations on things. So just because you're meeting up again, it does not mean that you're about to make the biggest decision of your life. It means you're just meeting up and spending time in the present.
Right.
And I've made that mistake before.
Same.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done that. So yeah, just take all the pressure off. Enjoy time together. Live in the present. See where it goes.
I love it. I'm gonna take your advice 100%. It's just
Me too.
Yeah, take your own advice, right? Feels right.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
because
I feel so wise when I'm talking to myself.
That's it. There is a joke in Romanian. It's a saying. I think will translate well. It's like you give an advice and then you say, "Take my advice. I'm not using it anyway."
Yeah, I've heard that.
Right?
But I don't know if it's in a. I'd like to know the derivation of that. Take my advice. I'm not using it.
I'm not using it anyway, so take it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna use it because we are different people than the end of January.
Yeah, that's true.
And some aspects, like I think we did pretty good in keeping each other updated with what's happening with our thoughts. But chances are there's a lot of pieces that we are not aware of. You about me or me about you. So
yeah,
it feels like we're just gonna meet again and kind of like start over, like a new chapter.
Yeah, because every day is a new chapter. You always get to start the chapter again.
Yes, and for that I'm excited, and the good nervous, like just to discover it, wonder. So
yeah.
So that's what we have.
Beautiful.
Let's hydrate. Do you still have tea?
I still got a bit of tea left. Last sip.
Cheers.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. That's where we landed.
Right.
Thank you for tuning in today. Please follow, rate, and review your favorite episode and share it with your friends.
We'd love to hear from you, what inspired you, what triggered you, and what interested you. We can't wait to have you back.
Till then, be Bare. Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving.